Hey, welcome back to the Scorpio channel. My name is Laura. If you're new to the channel, I'm going to do a general message for Scorpio. Know that energy is fluid, roles can be reversed, interpret the message as it best resonates with you. Also know on this channel, I like to dive deep within the reading, so I do look at everything, but we take time to look at the spiritual blocks, the shadows, see how they play out as karmic themes. This will allow you to understand why everything's playing out the way that it is. Because a lot of times, that's the issue. We know that the person has feelings for us. We just don't understand why they're reacting the way that they are. What's the whole spiritual significance to the relationship, especially a relationship that never gets off the ground, or a relationship that it just brings just as much aggravation as it does joy, maybe even most of the time more aggravation than joy. We want to know what's the point. So these readings have a therapy style to them to help you understand. Because once you understand what the spiritual significance is by, again, seeing how you are contributing to the experience and why you're attracting that person, you're able to shape shift the energy because there's many different realities that play out at one time. Your level of consciousness depends on the core beliefs. Core beliefs are determined by the experiences that you lived. So we can become aware of the karmic cycles that keep us in a place of limitation and a place of anything that's derived from a place of fear, right? Because there's really only two energies, love and fear. And when you are in your natural and your God-given energy, the energy that you were born with before you were, I want to say, contaminated by the physical world and, ancestral karma, collective karma, and your own individual karma, your energy was just unconditional love. You were born perfect. Even if you may say, well, this person was born with cancer, this person was born with one arm, this person was born mentally retarded, this person, God says everybody's perfect the way that I made them. That was their path. Now you're born into worlds, like I said, that are imbalanced, that are going to try and make you change. And we all unconsciously adapt to, behaviorisms and habits that help us to fit in. Because emotional survival is just as important as physical survival to the brain. So we need love. The problem is that we live in a society that doesn't pay attention about the spiritual blocks, that the spiritual blocks are what's going to determine whether or not you're able to create a life that brings you joy and abundance, or one that keeps you like stuck in a place of limitation and pain. So again, that's what the readings are about. Anything of any importance or relevance to the channel, you can find in the description box, including the word of the video and my email, shadow healing coaching if you're curious about it, and all other information. All right. Now, if you do want to enter into any free reading with me, you also have to like the video, subscribe to the channel, write the word of the video in the comment bar. You'll know if I chose you, if I wrote the word winner underneath. Then just go to the description box and send me an email. Tell me what days and times work for you, and we will figure out the best days and times. And I'll send you a link. All readings that I give away are done live. So you'll get a YouTube link. If you want your reading to be more private, send me the questions the day that we decide of the reading, or the day that I send you the link, you can send me your questions back, and I'll never bring your name up. I never really bring up the person's name anyway, because most people, you don't know whether they want it private or not. But if you wanted it private, you can. And if I didn't answer any questions, you can send me the questions like later on that day after the live stream, and I'll answer them for you. All right, so the word of the video is grounding, grounding. I feel like big things are going to happen for you. Scorpio, I feel like you've been working really hard, and that on your business, on your health, on other areas of your life. Now, you have been connected to somebody, but that person like triggers you all the time, keeps you in a place of, being aggravated all the time, being triggered all the time. And I feel like that's really difficult to be grounded when you're connected to someone like that. Now, the reason why, like my first intuitive hit was, oh, you're making things happen for yourself, like positive energy. But then the next energy was, oh, but I also feel like somebody that tries to keep you in a low energy and tries to keep you in a low energy because they don't want to do what they need to do to obtain the connection. They don't want to do what would be fair and just. They don't care. They're used to not having to do it. They're annoyed. They thought that they weren't going to have to do it. It's like, so they're like stuck in an ego, like a push and pull. That's the energy there. And so they're going to try to trigger you, almost like, you know, like act as if what you're asking for is unreasonable. They're going to act like you're making a big deal over how they treated you. I feel like, again, just whatever it is to try and get underneath your skin because this person thinks that they know you. And I think that they think that they know you because you do have a soul's connection with this person, but there's a sense that this person gets off a little bit on the fact of getting underneath your skin. Very immature energy, very immature energy. So the energy is grounding, and I feel like it's grounding because you need to be in a place where you are grounded right now. Um, and so when you deal with this person, they play nothing but games and trying to like keep you in pieces. I feel like this person, like it doesn't ever give all of their information to you either. They leave pieces of their information out. I also believe that they're fragmented. So there's pieces of them that they don't even know who they are. They're not even awake to who they are. So, I mean, just a lot of very immature energy because of wounding that they have. It's almost like whatever age that they went through major trauma with a relationship, and it could have been a relationship with their parent, because I'm feeling for whatever reason, 13 years old, the number keeps coming into play. And you said 13 years old, you'd be dealing with someone that's 50 years old, 60 years old, 70 years old, and they have a consciousness of 13 years old. And you say, how is that possible? Games. Nothing but games, connecting to people that they believe are on a lower consciousness and giving they can read people, and they read by how much you're giving them. So I believe that you gave this person a lot of energy because you weren't looking at the relationship the way that they were looking at the relationship. This person reads a person. They get into a relationship, they read them. They read them by the car that they drive, the clothes that they wear, how much energy that they're giving them. And then they sum you up, and then they treat you the way that they perceive that you deserve to be treated. And again, their job is to like keep you emotionally drowning. That's they like to dominate. They're not going to come in and show you that they care. They're going to do it psychologically. They're going to do it by manipulation because on the perception of who they perceive that you are, kind of like very sociopathic energy. Very sociopathic because it's again they don't care what they do. They are literally strategizing, summing you up and saying, well, this is who I think that you are, and this is how I think that you should be treated. And normally it works. Normally it works because they deal with broken people, but really this person's broken. So they just say a lot of things, make a lot of promises, and none of those promises like are real. I feel that this person tries to break your heart and your spirit over and over and over again because they're angry. They're angry. They perceive that they don't want to change. This person, like whatever they went through in their childhood, made them think that this is an okay to be. So they're used to like navigating their life from a very detached way. This energy is very scary because it's very selfish. And it's because they feel inadequate about themselves. So if you show any type of sign of confidence, it triggers this person. If you're happy in your life, it triggers this person because this person feeling that they're inadequate that feels like they can't have certain life experiences because those experiences never work out. So again, it's like they felt the connection between you and them, but they don't take that. It doesn't mean anything to them. And because it doesn't mean anything to them, they're like, well, I want what I want. And I also don't want to have to change because I like to see myself a certain way. But the thing is, they like to create pain. There's a part of this person that is so angry that they enjoy to create pain. They wanted you to conform. And I believe that someone, when they were younger, made them conform. So there's a sense that they don't really even have an identity, this person. And so again, they control people through anxiety, emotional and psychological manipulation to get what they want. And then in order for you to like deal with it, to try to get grounded, then what happens is you wind up eating a lot. You wind up doing things like shopping a lot, doing things to help yourself ground. So when you're attached to this person, even when things seem to be good, there's still a sense of anxiety because you're waiting for the shoe to drop because they have shown you that what they're capable of doing. So it's more about ownership. This person likes to dominate. Remember, they dominate by like playing with a person's mind, manipulation. So there will always be a sense of you not feeling safe and not really ever belonging because this person has a closed heart. So they're not really going to ever let you in. Be transparent is what I'm talking about. Create emotional intimacy because when you get deep and you're transparent in your everyday in a relationship and you want to be there just because there's unconditional love. No, this person doesn't allow that. It's like there's like a chip missing is what I'm saying because of their inadequacy. Like I said, they want to control, they want to dominate. There's a fear of them. Again, the fear of death is more a fear of that self-image. It's like I don't want that image to die because then what's underneath it is inadequacy. So I need to be dominant. I need to have full control. It's very toxic energy. And so when you were dealing with them, because they were like this, it created a lot of triggers. Like, well, first of all, it affected the intimacy. There was a lack of passion, obviously, over time. And this person, I think that they pay so much attention to the physical and no attention to the emotional that clearly they can feel when you weren't attracted to them because they were acted like a child. See, that's the thing. This person is used to dealing with people that vibrate on a lower consciousness. So, what it is that they can play these games and it stirs up like a little cat and mouse energy where it's like this fake passion. And they think it's cute, they think it's funny. It's like, and oh yeah, now let's kiss, like some sort of, lifetime fucking special where it's like that you're in and you're like, okay, like, no, because they're not grounded. They're not grounded. So again, their job is to emotionally like get you upheaval so that they can read and say, oh, look how crazy you are about me. Oh, now I'm going to create all this passion, but it's really just so I can get off because I have to feel like you really have feelings for me. But how would you have feelings for someone that doesn't give you anything? The only thing that they give to you is aggravation because you're not vibrating at the same vibration that this person is. And that's why you're looking at them differently, which is making this person not be grounded. See, you're actually playing a game at this person now, where they thought that they were going to trigger you and get you all like upset and crazy because that's what they do. They again go for people that are lower hanging fruit, that don't have anything else going on in their life, that believe their BS, that believe that like the games. They think that the games are, oh look, they're playing a game, being cute, they're really growing like spending time with me. They're not spending time. They just know the more that you are focused on them, not it doesn't matter whether it's good or bad, you're still focused on them, the more emotion, the more energy you're giving them. And they're forming an attachment. That's when its attachment is, because they're not doing it with love. They're actually doing it through manipulation. They're doing it with mind games. They're trying to keep you in a lower vibration, but an attachment so that you have an emotional connection to them. That only works with someone that's on their vibration. You're not on their vibration. You're on a higher vibration. So that's why this person is like, again, you're bringing out their fragmentation, you're bringing out their brokenness. Everything that this person tried to do to you is going right back to them because you're protected. And you're protected because you didn't abandon yourself. So again, you got tired of this person trying to act like it was like the problems with the connection is all about you. It's all about you because you're not like agreeing to like my very small offers, but I'm going to pretend that they're big. Kind of like I was going to say something that I'm glad that I stopped, you know, but it's like almost like when you have a person that's gaslighting you right in front of your face, right in front of your face, and that like they can be saying, this is a $1,000 bill. And you're like, no, it's not, it's a card. No, it's $1,000 bill. And they keep telling you it's $1,000 bill, $1,000 bill, $1,000 bill, and meaning you just need to like it. You just need to like it. This is okay. This is okay. This is what it is. This is normal. This is normal. It's like if a person like doesn't know their worth and they again care so much about the other person more than they care about themselves. And that would happen if you don't invest in yourself and you're looking for love in all the wrong places, right? We look for love outside of ourselves when we can't even obtain it within ourselves or haven't obtained it in ourselves. Well, that's what happened. This person thought, well, that you were going to go chasing them and they were going to be able to say, this is what it is. This is normal. Like you're the one making it like it's a big deal. You're the one looking for a problem. There's nothing wrong. I'm not leaving out information when you're like, okay, you're gaslighting me. You're gaslighting me. I know what you're doing. It's like the amount of time that you give everything else, including hobbies that really aren't even hobbies. They're just things to avoid giving the connection anything because you don't want to really form an emotional intimacy type relationship because it's all about you. It's all about what you can get out of the connection. So you didn't even think about me at all. If anything, when you go through it, you withdraw. It's like, and which that obviously is going to trigger you because you're like, you're not creating any intimacy with you. I'm telling you what, there's a problem. What do? You ghost. When you have a problem and you're going through life, instead of share it with me, what do? You withdraw. So you're not creating any depth within the relationship. You're trying to completely keep it strictly on the physical level. And then instead of build a real connection with me, you want to create this fake passion. You want to create this game so that I chase you, so you can feel how like I'm so in love with you. Where it's again, it's all bullshit. because it's based on just lust, which this person's like, I don't care because I can get off on that. It's like, as long as you lust me, as long as, but I want to feel desired. I want to feel that way. And you're not doing that for me, but here we have this connection. I feel like you had a connection to them, but because you saw that they were so active, so immature, and they completely stayed within this energy, you were like, emotionally, I'm not getting anything. So I'm losing that passion for you. And it's like where this person will act like they're being suffocated. Like, I can't breathe. I can't breathe. Like the type of relationship where really it's like you're not giving me anything. It's another form of gaslighting, acting like you're asking for too much. When meanwhile, you shouldn't even have to be asking. So it's again keeping you bound to them, but through psychological and emotional uh, way, which is extremely toxic. It's extremely toxic, where this person acts like they don't really even have feelings. And maybe like, what for? It's like this person's like knows that you're not going back to them at this point. And so the part of them is like I will always remember you. You mean more than me to me than I could ever tell. And so they still care a lot about you, but it's like, I'm not going to show you any of that because I don't want that to grow. So they know exactly what they do. It just works for them. It works for them. It's like they won't allow themselves to be vulnerable. It's like this is you. You want to be in a spiritual connection. This connection was one that could have been deep. It's one that definitely is intuitive, but this person uses their intuition to manipulate and sabotage, and it can be intense. That's why they were able to get underneath your skin. And it is a spiritual connection. However, it's a past life connection that if you would have gotten together with this person, you know, there would have been major problems over time because psychologically and emotionally they'd beat you down. They wouldn't stay. It's like I don't really feel like that they will ever that they're going to put any effort towards ever fixing this. I don't feel that way at all. It's like there's too many layers. This person needs to develop a better character. They have too many blocks within the subconscious mind. So opening up and honesty is like impossible. So yeah, there is an intuition connection, but their perception will always be distorted because, again, of whatever trauma they went through. See, it could be positive, but it's not. It's like, so this is what makes that spiritual connection. Like you wouldn't know because on a spiritual connection, you felt the emotional connection. It's there, but this person is able to put mind over heart. They will manipulate the environment and try to manipulate you so that they don't have to build that emotional connection. They're a master of it. Again, they use their mental force. Again, and they are using their spiritual insights. It's not that they're not, but they're using them to like control and dominate. So it's almost like this person grew up with a narcissistic parent and they became like more like that, the narcissist. But the narcissist could be an empath because they grew up the same way that an empath did. Only the empath decides to give, to nurture, to love, to give what they never had. That's the connection that this person felt with you on a subconscious mind, on a spiritual level. It was familiar energy. But again, this energy normally results in this result. So I don't really have to do anything. I don't really have to put on the show. It was the best thing that they didn't put on the show. Because if they would have, you might have fallen for this person because there was a very deep spiritual connection. It's not like there isn't, but it's like this person is just our union energy needs clearing. Repeat this 11 times. I'm sorry, please forgive me. I love you. I'm grateful for you. So I don't really believe that this is what that means to be with this person. What I feel like, again, the energy clearing, you attracted this person attracted you because you both grew up in the same type of environment. You became the empath healer. They became the narcissist sociopath. It's the way that you both learn to survive in that environment. And so the clearing energy is neither one is right. You're not supposed to abandon yourself and be the healer for people that haven't really earned that in life. If you want to be a healer, then become a healer and help people collectively. You can't just help one person because that person's going to devour your energy. They're not going to honor your energy. They're going to utilize it for what they want to utilize it for. And it's going to be a very grossly imbalanced connection. And so what this is the I'm sorry, I'm sure comes from the family karma that's inherited. It's like, but I'm sorry for how I contributed to this in hurting myself, what I had to endure. And then I'm sorry, like, again, whatever way that I projected onto you. And I love you. You can love somebody that's even a sociopath, but it's to love them from afar, to recognize that you love that person, but there are hidden things inside you that need to be healed in order for you to really transcend, to really, that meaning if you grew up in an environment that there was a narcissist parent, sociopath parent, or what perceived was a sociopath parent, well, you became extra sensitive. You would need to forgive. You would need to, again, be like, I love you, but you can love somebody and not have them in your life because they're toxic. And I'm grateful for the lesson. I'm grateful for the lesson because the lesson is going to help me transcend. The lesson I believe for you was I'm able to see what happened with my mom and my dad, or with my mom or my dad, or a sibling, or somebody that should have loved me in my childhood, but didn't love me. They, again, instead had these same tendencies of being a sociopath, someone that actually wanted to hurt me. Instead of the feeling of love being reciprocated as giving and nurturing and loyalty and love and all the higher vibrations of what unconditional love was, this person actually wanted to keep me bound to pain, which is the opposite of love. And what Spirit is saying, yes, because they're wounded. It says everything about them. But we have to say, what did you need to learn? Because obviously attracting a person like this, it's devastating because you're like, what kind of like love is that? And the Spirit says it's the trauma of being brought up in an environment like that, or having someone that was close to you when you were young that was like that, imprinted that energy onto your subconscious mind. So it's something that you may not even be aware of, but keep manifesting it. Unworthy, feelings of unworthy, laughter, frustrating, isolation, dance, cleansing. I'm actually going to pull one more, which is joy. Actually, I lied, two more, space. So I feel like you were brought up by a parent that made you feel unworthy. And again, when that happens, we obviously we don't have joy in our life, and we don't have laughter in our life, and we don't have passion in our life. And we don't really know how to go with the flow of energy. We never find our rhythm. Again, if someone's making us feel unworthy, if anything, life becomes extremely frustrating because the person that should be loving us is like our biggest bully. That's what it feels like on an emotional level, on a psychological level, because that's what unworthy is. Unworthy is being told that you're not good enough, that you don't have enough, that there's something wrong with you, that you're inadequate. And those perceptions were projected onto you. And then because of that, there was also a sense of, well, I don't really have to think about your feelings either. It was like this very mean energy. Like, I don't have to think about what you want because, you don't bring good attention. And that could be for any reason. Maybe you didn't have good grades in school. Maybe again, you hung out with a rough crowd. Whatever it is that the parent had a perception that you were not worthy. And they showed it, and they showed it through a lack of emotional support. They showed it through a lack of a financial support. They showed it through a lack of just like contributing to your life one way or the other. And when you were around, they made you feel unworthy. So life is frustrating because if the closest person to you makes you feel that way, well, then guess what? It's imprinted on your mind, and instead of creating with space, this is an open space to create, to find yourself. You're not doing it. You're not finding like the joys and the happiness, which I consider like connected to your passion. You don't find like your calling in life. You're gonna like more or less, whenever you have a problem, go into isolation, feel like you're alone. Anytime that there's a hard time, not even if you have a problem, just a difficult time, you have to do it alone. So there is a sense of such a lack of support. And the message is, again, you're not worthy. You're not good enough, keeping you in such a low vibration that Spirit said you needed to cleanse that energy from your childhood. You've always been able to cleanse your energy because you're an empath. And empaths just need to be put around people and situations and experiences that uplift their energy. They're spiritual, so they can actually go to the beach for a day or be out in nature and cleanse their energy. The problem is that people like to steal the empath's energy because it's very light, especially narcissists, because the empath will give and give and give and nurture and love. That's perfect for them. They don't want to give anything, but they want to get. When really Spirit's saying you had to reparent yourself. And this connection helps you do it. Even though it was such a toxic connection, where to the point that Spirit's saying you have to like say you're sorry to yourself. You have to forgive yourself. You have to love yourself. And you have to remember that you're grateful for yourself. That's really how you cleanse yourself. And you do that by going out into the world and finding the things that bring you joy, that are going to help you connect to people on such a deep, intimate level, that there will be emotional fulfillment through laughter, that you're creating new versions of yourself, new way of life for yourself, new experiences, new opportunities, right? For yourself in this open space. Is that we're not just creating the same thing where we're connected to a person that makes us feel unworthy and staying in a place of frustration, feeling like, again, we need to do everything alone and be in isolation. No, we need to, again, create ourselves. And that's so there was a fork in the road, and this was karmic, a karmic connection, and a karmic connection that you passed the test. But we see, thank God that you did, because this energy is really toxic. Really toxic. So we end off with one last message from the universe, which is Guidance. In times of uncertainty, I ask God to guide me to the light in my being. I am directed to doors that will open inner freedom to me and step forward in trust. I release my fate to God, and my faith is rewarded. So again, being able to listen to your intuition. This person didn't want you to listen to your intuition. It's like, but you, thank God, listen to your intuition, and that it really is about letting God guide you to the light. But unfortunately, you're going to be led to those shadows first, because those shadows are what's blocking the light. And we can't just get rid of those experiences. We have to integrate the spiritual lesson. And really, what it is seeing how your parent that had very similar energy to this person, um, tried to keep you bound to a lower consciousness while stealing your energy by utilizing your energy for what they could utilize it for. And this is how you grew up. So you have strong intuition, and that by leading you to, again, the things that need to be healed and working through it, because you're working through it by going through the experience and then honoring yourself. That's the art of transmutation. You're doing something different. You're grounding the energy. So you had to go back into the experience it again, but handle it differently. And then what happens is your faith is rewarded by good karma and by other opportunities, again, that are going to lead you to doors that will open freedom, and freedom to be you, to be able to trust yourself. You try learning how to trust yourself, so you begin to vibrate on a higher level. Now, if you see this person did not want you to trust yourself at all, they didn't. They kept saying, no, this is what it is. And you're like, okay, no, that's a card. They didn't say, no, it's $100 bill. No, that's a card. And they felt like if they just kept saying it and stonewalling you and punishing you, then eventually you would become self-servient. And that's not what happened. It's like, because you're not on the same vibration as they are. You're not what they're used to dealing with. Your energy was too strong for them, but they confuse your energy because you're an empath, because you're a highly sensitive person. You're just a healed one, which is, by the way, the narcissists and sociopaths' greatest fear. They hate healed empaths. I'm going to leave it there, Scorpio. You let me know how you resonated with this one, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.